Good evening, Ajahn John here. Today I am going to talk about money. That stuff we all wish we had more of, and which plays such an important part in all our lives. The phrase "money is the root of all evil" comes from the Bible and is probably referring to greed, suggesting that greed is a source of problems for society and people. I'd like to begin today by describing what money is and looking at some of its uses and advantages. I would define money as a tool, TOOL, used to transfer and accumulate economic value. When I talk about transferring economic value, I mean money has the power to buy stuff. If you have some money in your pockets, purse or wallet, you can go to a shop and buy whatever you want, providing you have enough money, that is. And in addition, you can save your money to buy things in the future. So the basic purpose of money is as a way to buy things, and usually it does not have any value in itself. The coins and paper used to make money are usually almost worthless. Money is a necessity for developed economies. Only the most primitive and basic society could operate without money, maybe using some kind of barter system, barter, B-A-R-T-E-R. But the world has developed enormously since that was a practical option, and money is necessary for all the myriad transactions we may have in the modern world. Myriad transactions, M-Y-R-I-A-D, and transactions. So this brings me to the first advantage of money. It makes possible an advanced economy where people can engage in many kinds of transaction all over the world. With your money, for example, you can buy a flight to the other side of the world, or using the internet, you can order a pair of shoes online using your credit card and have them sent to your home. In the modern consumer society, the absence of money would make the economy fall apart very quickly. There would be no way, or very few ways, for people to engage in buying and selling around the world. Perhaps the greatest advantage of money for people is to give them freedom. You may initially have to work for your money, but after that you can relax and pay other people to do things for you. This is effectively what we do when we go on holiday, for example. We may not work for 2 or 3 weeks, and during that time we use our money to pay for food, for hotel accommodation, to rent a car, to visit tourist attractions, and all of this involves other people, usually lots of other people, working for us. We can see this freedom more clearly if we compare human society with the animal world. Imagine you are a monkey living in the forest. Every day you will spend a great deal of your time looking for food, and you cannot take a day off. You can't take some money and go to the local monkey shop and buy some bananas, because in the society of monkeys there is no money and there are no banana shops. So you will never have that freedom which human beings can luxuriate in. Luxuriate. Luxuriate. Clever human beings will take full advantage of this economic system and accumulate money so that in the future they can stop work and do what they really want to do. For most people there will come a time when they retire, maybe at the age of 65 or so, and after that time they may not have any income, so they need to rely upon their savings. Here money provides an enormous advantage because these retirees can still buy the things they used to when they were working, unlike wild animals who would almost certainly die if they are not strong enough to look for food anymore. I think you can see clearly the advantages of money. However, there are also problems associated with its use, and I am going to discuss these one at a time. The first area I want to talk about is the tendency for money to have value in itself. If you have a $1 bill, this should be worth exactly $1. However, in human society, people also attribute power and status to people who have a lot of money. Whether this is good or bad, people tend to think that people who are very rich are better than people who are very poor, just because they have more money, not because of any other factors such as what they did to get the money. So if you drive up to the hotel in a very expensive car and people can clearly see the gold and jewelry adorning your body, adorning, A-D-O-R-N-I-N-G, they are going to be impressed. This rich person will have a great deal of power and status just because of the amount of money they have. This is a problem for two reasons. The first reason is that giving people more status because of the amount of money they have is not a good moral or social value system for society. We should value people for what they have achieved, what they have done, for their good deeds and good character, not just because they are rich. So this fascination with money leads to a distortion in society's values. The second problem is that people, seeing how these rich people are so highly respected or admired, will want to be the same. Consequently, they will pursue money in order to acquire status. Again, this creates a problem in society because people are pursuing a shallow and worthless value for society. Worthless value. Trying to become very rich so you can improve your status is not the kind of motivation which is going to lead to a better society. Far better if people are motivated by things such as wanting to be good at their work, or wanting to develop society, not just try to glorify themselves, glorify, judging people according to their financial status rather than their character or their experience or their skills, obviously leads to many flaws in society. People get respect without having done anything to earn it, E-A-R-N, and this leads to a skewing of society's values. Skewing, S-K-E-W-I-N-G. It also distracts people from what is more important. If, for example, you want to have a good friend, you should be looking at their character, their personality, how they behave with you. But if you are overly impressed with their wealth, you may forget to look at these more important criteria and end up having a shallow and unfulfilling friendship. Unfulfilling. Society will be giving kudos, K-U-D-O-S, to the wrong people. This leads to a warping of society. Warping, W-A-R-P-I-N-G. Society should be rewarding people for good character and good achievements, but when people see that the people who get the respect and rewards are the rich people, it will discourage them from trying to do the right thing. So giving kudos to the rich people at the expense of the people who really deserve it is going to lead to a weak and unjust society. Weak and unjust society. I have always found it quite annoying how people are impressed about money, and have seen many examples of it. One time I was in a restaurant and the man at the table next to me pulled out a big wad of bills, W-A-D, and the waiter and manager were fawning all over him. F-A-W-N-I-N-G. The restaurant staff were so busy with that table, it took us ages to get served, and I made a promise to myself I would not go to that restaurant again. Now, in the next part, I'm going to talk about how money can create problems in our choice of work, but I am going to leave that for the next video. So for now, good night.